We just got the first look at all the fighters in Rebel Moon. Debuting on Netflix on December 22nd, Rebel Moon will release the first part and then the second part sometime after that. There are also going to be two versions of both Rebel Moon movies. The first version of Rebel Moon to hit screens will be a fantasy adventure that anyone can enjoy and watch. The later cut will be strictly for adults. The imperialistic bad guys are the Motherworld, which has amassed abundant wealth, political power, and an immense army. The Moon Veld is nowhere special until the rulers of the Motherworld and the army Imperium decide to seize it as a breadbasket. The Imperium comes down and they want to take the women and take the children, and they need more soldiers. The villagers think they can bargain with their oppressors. A newcomer named Cora, played by Sofia Boutella, rallies them to resist rather than roll over. She has been hiding on this moon after fleeing from the Imperium. She used to be one of them. Since these Veld farmers can possibly fight the Imperium alone, Cora sets off with a mercenary starship pilot named Kai, played by Charlie Hunnam, to find help. Kai has seen a lot of fighting and knows the back channels to various other guns for hire. They only have a few months to assemble fighters before the Motherworld's forces return to Veld to collect their harvest. Cora is joined by Gunnar, played by Mikhail Hausman, a handsome but meek farmer she has befriended. Gunnar is naive about the world outside his village. He knows a lot about wheat. The first thing the village needs is a general capable of commanding the fighters the group hopes to assemble. That leads Cora to General Titus, played by Daimon Hanzu. She finally tracks him down at this coliseum on sort of a gladiator planet where he's drunk and sad and doesn't want anything to do with anybody. She's trying to convince him to join up. There's events that happened to him in the past that made him have to leave the Imperium and actually become an enemy of the Mother World. Another of the brawlers they seek is Tarek, a character who's more Tarzan than Space Warrior. The bare-chested brawler played by Stas Nair is in sync with nature to the degree that he can bond with a griffin-like flying beast called a Bennu and ride it into battle. Tarek is inspired by Conan the Barbarian and the brawny warriors seen in the art of the iconic sword and sorcery illustrator Frank Frazetta. Bae Duna plays Nemesis, a swordmaster with two flaming swords, is partly mechanical. These swords are powered by the gauntlets that she holds. The gauntlets are these ancient artifacts from her home world. As part of the rite of passage of being a warrior in her world is you have to cut your arm off, and then you put these kind of robot arms on. That allows you to wield these molten metal blades. She inhabits a mining world that's ruled by the Imperium, which extracts everything useful while leaving little for the planet's inhabitants. Nemesis is able to navigate the alleys and nooks and crannies, and she's been sort of protecting the exploited workers of that world. Ray Fisher and Cleopatra Coleman play Darian and Devra, a brother and sister team known as the Blood Axes. They are galactic insurgents who have been angering the Mother World with a hit-and-run spree of attacks against the Imperium, without being especially effective at stopping its reign of abuse and terror. The final human member of the team is Milius, played by newcomer E. Duffy. Milius is a refugee from a farming world similar to Veld, one that chose to cooperate rather than resist and was subsequently demolished. There are even more outlandish characters who enter the fight, among them an ethereal spider being played by Jenna Malone, and an ornate, centuries-old robot known as Jimmy, voiced by Anthony Hopkins. The Jimmies were mechanical knights, relics of a bygone age, now mostly gone. This one endures in the wild, trying to merge the natural world with its mechanical form. Opposing these heroes is an Imperium enforcer known as Admirable Noble, played by Ed Skrein, a volatile and cruel emissary for the Mother World with a chip on his shoulder. He serves under Regent Belisarius, played by Farfi, who presides over this sector of the universe. Accompanying Noble are horrific masked figures known as the Scribes, priests from the religious order that dominates the Mother World. Their purpose is they write down information, but instead of text, they use living human beings as their paper and implant memories and images into them. The Snyder says it has a bit of Star Wars, it has a bit of everything. It's a little bit like Lord of the Rings, a little bit Game of Thrones with the palace intrigue, and it's really just a lot of what's in Zack Snyder's head. Rebel Moon Part 1 comes out December 22nd of this year.